Okay, so I saw Frozen 2 and I would like to maybe unload some thoughts that I have about it. Um, I did have some notes that I wrote down. However, I was typing them out on my phone and I lost them because I did not save what I wrote down. And that makes me upset. But I'm going to go ahead and break down these thoughts into three sections: um, story, songs, and jokes. Um, so basically, how was the story? How were the songs? And did it make me laugh? So I'm going to go ahead and start with the story. Um, I am gonna go ahead and issue a spoiler warning because I I don't even know what a spoiler is. Um, I know what a spoiler is when you spoil a big thing in the movie, but this movie, it's just I don't feel like it really has anything worth spoiling. It's very, I'm gonna call it bland, for the lack of a better word. It just kind of goes, and then you kind of see where it's going, and then it gets there, and then there's a couple of surprises, but at the same time, you're like, they're not gonna keep it that way. And I was kind of hoping they would, at least for one character, but nope. Nope, everything goes back to normal in the end. And by normal, I mean there is a change, but it's like a non change. Anyway, so everything's happy in Arendelle, and Elsa starts hearing this voice sing and call out to her, but she's afraid to leave because she doesn't want to mess up what she has, which is now, better relationship with her sister, you got a family, and all that stuff. She's the queen, and people don't hate her because she has ice powers. She's not alone, and all that stuff. So she doesn't want to mess that up. But at the same time, she hears this calling and she wants to go for it. And so she decides that she's going to. And in doing that, she awakes some sort of magic from a forest, from a story that her dad told her when her and Anna were kids. Apparently, there was some magical, mystical, enchanted forest that their father went to when he was a child, and then something happened, and a tribe of people that listened to nature, and Arendelle ended up getting in a big fight, and then he didn't know why, and all of this backstory, exposition. Anyway, so long story short, this entire forest is cut off from like the rest of the world, and everybody inside the forest is trapped, and nothing can go in and nothing can come out. And because Elsa decides to listen to this singing voice calling to her, kind of like Moana. Anyway, anyway, this voice calling out to her that she's going to go, and it awakens the spirit. I don't know, and all these little shiny things start showing up in the middle of the air, and they're literally they're not like illusions. They have mass because there's like children playing with them after they're all floaty and sparkly, and then they all fall to the ground like crystals, and they're playing with them and sticking them on Olaf and all that stuff. Anyway, I digress. So, and these crystals, they end up messing up everything in Arendelle. They turn off the water and the lights. And I guess, I mean, the water and the fire goes away. But then I'm thinking, is the air gonna go away? Is the earth gonna go away? Because, I mean, even Elsa was all like, the earth is next, which meant, was it gonna go away? And can you not stay in a place for at least a while with no lights or water? basically they went on an errand to go get their utilities turned back on. That's what it feels like. Anyway, so all that's gone, and so they go to the forest so Elsa can find out what's calling to her, and so that they can get all their stuff back for Arendelle. And let's see. They get there. The people they find don't like them until they do, which was a very, like, it just flipped like so quickly. It's like, we don't like you, you're outsiders, and you're from Arendelle, and we don't like people from Arendelle because people from Arendelle were here before and things didn't go too well. But then she's like, oh no, wait, I have ice powers. Oh, well now we love you now and we'll sing you a song. And I don't remember anything about the song because we'll get to the songs in a minute. So that happens, and then Elsa is all like, I have to go to this place by myself. You can't come with me, Anna. And of course, Anna doesn't like that. But Elsa kind of goes shoo and makes her go away in a ice boat, and then she goes to this place by herself, and she almost gets drowned. And I like the fact that I know this, but she almost gets drowned by a Kelpie, and a Kelpie is basically a water horse that if will lure you to water and then will drown you. But instead of getting drowned by this water horse, she ends up, kind of defeating it in a way, and then all of a sudden it becomes her horse, and she rides it around. And she rides it around on the water, and it's pretty cool. So she gets to this place, and she tries to find where the song is coming from, and then she finds out that it's her. She's calling out to herself, I think is what the movie was saying. And maybe if I watch it again, there's something different, but no, basically it's just her. And then there's a whole bunch of whoosh and wee and visions and sparkles and everything, and she's like, "Yay, I found it!" Wee! But all of a sudden she starts to freeze like Anna did in the first movie, like she has a frozen heart. But there's no indication that her heart was frozen. She just starts to freeze, and then she's frozen. That's the movie. But anyway, Frozen 2. Oh yeah, this is why it's called Frozen 2, because she also got frozen, and she's the second one to freeze. Anyway, she freezes for some reason, and I for the life of me, while watching the movie, I could not figure out why. And then when she freezes, Olaf starts to disappear, and Olaf disappearing is how Anna gets the notion that, oh, if Olaf's dying, that means Elsa has died, and she becomes sad. And so she's sad, and she sings a song about being sad, and then she realizes even though she's sad, she needs to do what she needs to do, and there's a dam that she has to try and break. And the reason why, it's just, this movie was, I don't even know, but anyway, for reasons, she needs to go destroy this dam so that the forest can be free again, because breaking the dam will free the forest. Just trust me, that's how it works. And, got popcorn in my teeth. And, let me see. She goes to break the dam by using some rock biters that live in the area. And it's a difficult decision because breaking the dam will also flood Arendelle, but she knows it will free the forest. So she goes to do it. And so she breaks the dam, frees the forest. Unbeknownst to her, Elsa is not dead, and she unfreezes as soon as the dam breaks, and Elsa goes and rides out her Kelpie super fast and blocks the water from destroying Arendelle, and all is well. And so then at the end, they're like, oh my gosh, Elsa, you're alive. And then she's all like, do you want to build a snowman? And she reanimates Olaf. And then she's all like, I have to stay here. I'm the fifth spirits, which there's water, earth, fire, air, the four spirits, and she's the fifth spirit, which she's supposed to be the bridge. So I guess she's the avatar. And so she's like, I have to stay behind here. And Anna's like, okay. And so then Anna becomes queen, and Elsa stays in the area. Also, Kristoff asks Anna to marry him, which is gonna be in my joke section because that's just a big joke. The whole thing. And that's the end. Yeah, that's the end. Let's see, what did I forget? I mean, there's some backstory I didn't say, but hey, you gotta be ready to watch something when you watch the movie. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to jokes. Let's see. The jokes in this movie. Olaf's jokes were, well, he is a joke because he is comic relief. And hold on a second. Sorry about that. Making sure the child stays asleep. Olaf's whole thing is about change and growing up and becoming mature, and that when he's old, everything will make sense. So that's the joke, is that he's the picture of a child who's growing up and believes that when they're an adult that everything in the world will make sense. But us the audience, the older people, if there were like kids who saw the first one, grew up a little bit, and now they think I'm an adult now and everything's gonna make sense. Anyway, you get it. They're trying to show that the audience for the first movie has grown up for this one, and then Olaf is a joke. Anyway, so yeah, Olaf's whole thing is about changing, growing up, and all that crap. Anyway, let's see, what other jokes are there? Oh yeah, Kristoff trying to ask Anna to marry him, but messing up with his words every single time, and Anna misinterpreting what he's saying. I haven't seen that before, have I? Yes, I think I have in a lot of movies. But it's funny. It's funny. I genuinely enjoyed those kind of awkward encounters like that. So I laughed, but it was really nothing new. Let's see, what else? Joke wise. Hmm. Those Olaf and Kristoff trying to ask Anna to marry him. I think those were the only obviously joke centered areas. I feel like this wasn't a very funny movie. I mean, it had funny parts, but I'm gonna include this little tidbit in the joke area because I thought it was kind of funny. So, however, way back when having a Frozen 2 was just a silly dream, everyone was saying, give Elsa a girlfriend. And so I was watching, kind of waiting for them to at least acknowledge that. And they kind of did. Elsa had maybe a few sentences with another girl in the nature tribe. I don't even remember what they were called, but anyway, she had one conversation with a girl, and that was it. And Disney, you expect us to just take that small tidbit and just roll with it with the shipping? I mean, we will, but you could have given us a little bit more. I mean, made it at least seem like there was more of a friendship there, a hug, a nice loving stare into her eyes, something like that. I mean, I was kind of waiting for something like that, and it didn't happen, which, okay, fine, movie, you can movie like that. What's funny, though, is that Elsa didn't get a girlfriend, but I think Kristoff got a boyfriend. because there was another guy that shows up, and he lets reindeer talk for him too. He talks for the reindeer also, and he's all into this stuff. And I felt like there was like this awkward tension between them, and I feel like I can't even remember his name. What was his name? What was his name? Oh, his name was Ryder. And the only reason I remember that is because I was like, his name was Ryder? You mean like Flynn Rider? Why would you name him Ryder? Anyway, his name was Ryder, and there was just this cute kind of like awkwardness between them. And I just felt like, did you just give Kristoff a boyfriend? And it kind of works, but are you gonna go that route? Because I really thought they were for like a millisecond, and then when he starts singing his song, and he's like, "Is this what happens when people grow apart?" And I was like, "Are you gonna leave Anna for Ryder?" And I was like, "Is this gonna happen?" And but he doesn't. He's all like, Anna is his true northern star. That was my favorite song. And again, we'll get to the songs in a minute. But yeah, Ryder doesn't show back up. I mean, he does in the very end. Um, just kind of like a wave goodbye. Yay, I had fun meeting you, and that was about it. But it was pretty funny. It just for a moment I thought maybe. And so that was that. Now, let's get to the songs. Eh, eh. I really can't remember any of them, and I know I just quoted a few lines from Kristoff's song, but that's just a few lines. I can't even. I don't even remember how like the 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 tone, not the tone, but the melody. I can't remember the melody. I don't remember any of the other verses. It just a few words, and that's just because that was my favorite song from the whole thing. Because it kind of had like this '90s like boy band kind of aesthetic type thing. I don't even know, but it was pretty good. I don't really remember any of their songs. I know Elsa had a song called The Unknown, but that's just because one of the verses was nothing but saying The Unknown for like 20 million times. I don't remember any of Anna's songs. I Olaf had a song about something about how he was know what everything means when he's older, but I can't tell you any of the words of the song. I can't tell you the melody. I can't. I just they went. I heard them. I was like, huh. And then just out of my brain. There was no earworm like let it go, let it go. There was no earworm. I mean, even not that song. I mean, I haven't seen Frozen 20,075,8,062 times like some people have, but I mean, I still know the songs. I can think of Love is an open door. I, I didn't sing that very well, but you get the point. Or do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. Or there are other songs. Anyway, I'm not giving good examples, but anyway, I at least know parts of those songs. But I don't remember almost anything about the songs. I mean, the most I remember about Kristoff's song is what I just told you, and the fact that it was shot with like '90s cheese, but it was great. So I mean, overall, this was a decent movie. I don't really think it had to exist, and I I actually think it could have been made better. Um, but I'm not sure how. Um, hmm. I mean, I like the idea of Elsa going off to try and, find some answers for her powers. But just on a side note, some of the things that happen in this movie kind of ruin some things that some people said before about like Anna and Elsa's parents. about like Anna and how about their parents shipwrecked and off and ended up becoming the parents of Tarzan. Uh, that's not possible with this movie because their ship did not wreck anywhere near Africa. Africa's where they wrecked, right? Their ship didn't wreck anywhere near Africa. Um, and if they did end up, I guess it's still possible, but it seems very unlikely now. Also, Anna Nelson's mom ends up actually being somebody from this tribe that like worships the nature, and that kind of doesn't make sense because they're also supposed to be cousins to Rapunzel, and so that would mean that their mother is supposed to be the sister of Rapunzel's mother, her actual mom, not Gothel, and so that kind of messes things up. This movie didn't need to exist. This movie didn't just made everything complicated, and I mean, it tried to have a message of like change and growing up, but it was just kind of so on the nose that it wasn't even clever. It was it was I mean it was fine. I enjoyed it. I don't regret seeing it, but anyway, that's my rating. Um that's all I got to say about that. Leave your comments below, and I just to let you know I haven't watched any reviews or anything on this. I've been actually avoiding them so I can give my full only my thoughts on it. So those are full only my thoughts on it. And after I upload this, I'm gonna go watch everybody else's thoughts. So that's it. Bye bye.